So when our strict issue is just working with the distributive property, notice the word solve, nowhere in here. So when we're going to simplify the expressions, when you distribute, we're always going to be multiplying whatever's on the outside times each part on the inside. And then if there happens to be like terms available, we'll go ahead and put those together. But that's not always going to be the case. So like here, that 9 that's outside multiplies through to everything, to each term inside. And when I talk about terms, those are the things that get separated if there's a plus or a minus. So I have 2 terms this time. And then I'm just going to multiply. So 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times negative 8 is negative 72, but there's a p this time. And again, if you're more comfortable when you're doing the distributing using a calculator to multiply, that's fine. But here, I don't have like terms because this has a variable and this doesn't. That's as far as I can go. We'll keep life simple. When I move to the next one, it's kind of a real similar situation. I'm just going to distribute that through. And as I mentioned yesterday, anything that we ever do in here that's labeled as notes is fair game to use on quizzes and tests. So it's worth your while to jot some stuff down, because then if sometime you happen to forget something, you can always go back and say, oh, I can use this. Well, shoot. Makes it a little bit easier to work with. So you're like, am I going to get off this easy every time? Is it just going to be distribute and I'm going to be done? For the first 3 it is, because we want to always kind of keep life simple at the start, and then we kind of expand a little. So 8 times 9 is 72. Don't lose your variable, because then they will look like terms. 8 times 10 is 80, but again, variable, no variable. Can't do anything. Then it starts to change a little bit. And here's where I've got to be careful. This 10x is off kind of on its own. The 2 that I have here, right before the parentheses, whatever's right before the parentheses is what I've got to distribute. And that's the only place I do. 10x doesn't get anything done to it. But the 2 and the 8, so 2 times 8 is 16. And 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, with my x, of course. But this time, I'm not quite done right away. There's one more thing I can do. Now the question is, what's the one more thing? Yeah, so what can I put together? Okay, 10x and negative 4x. And sometimes we mistake the word combine for add or make bigger every time. And that's not necessarily true. I got to watch the signs. So if I got 10 and it's minus 4, or 10 and negative 4, if I have 10 and take 4 away, I have 6. And now I'm done. But again, watch your signs. And if you have to, punch it in the calculator as 10 plus negative 4 or 10 minus 4. That'll make sure we get you helped out. We may get a negative to distribute. Again, notice I'm not distributing the negative 2 out here. It's not in the parentheses. I'm only going to distribute, I'm only going to multiply this number times each part that's inside the parentheses. And again, signs are important. So I can't just kind of blow them off like nothing's going on here. Do I have like terms this time I can put together? If so, what are they? Absolutely. And again, I always like to look at these like I look at money, because we all know how to do stuff with money. If I owe somebody 14 bucks and I borrow another 10, that's not going to make it better for me. It's going to make it worse. So now I owe them 24. Because they're both negative, I add them up and I keep the sign of whatever I have. Oops, I got a little off there. And that's the consistency that we're starting to look for in here. Always distribute at the start. Negative times negative. Again, another one of those little things that can get you if you're not being careful. But again, the 7n's not in parentheses. I'm just going to leave it where it is. And just like we've had on some other problems, look for the things that are alike. And this time, it's the two terms that have n's. 18 and 7 is 25. And some of you may say, well, I wrote it like this. Is that okay? It sure is. Okay, as long as your signs are the same, as long as the 25 is positive and the 2 is negative, it doesn't matter. That works out. We're good to go. So either one will work. So this is where we get into the biggest ones. Ooh, 2 sets of parentheses. Same process. We're just doing them in little pieces. The -4 goes to my first set of parentheses. So I'm going to multiply. And then the -6 goes with the parentheses after it. So negative times negative is positive. Negative times negative is positive. And then how you choose to put together the like terms is up to you. If you like doing the variable first, okay. 24 and 60, they're both positive, so I'll add them up. It's 84v. -4 and +12 is 8. And again, the first term now has v and the second term doesn't, so I can't go any further. And we're going to get to try that a couple more times here, just to make sure, again, it's always what's right in front that I'm working with. Negative times negative is positive. Same with here, -2 times -3 is +6. And then I do the same thing with my second parentheses, which is called a quantity. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 10 is 30. And just like we had happen on number 7, find the things that are alike. And they're all plus signs here this time, so that's nice. 16 and 30 is 46. 6 and 3 is 9. And I'm ready to roll. And then there was one more little twist I wanted to make sure that we caught here and had for future reference. It's not in my first set of parentheses. That's pretty normal. Just multiplying the 7 times each of these. But we haven't run into this yet. We've always had some sort of a number in front. Now there's not one there. So how do I handle that when it's just minus there? Yeah, it's like it's a -1. So basically, when I have -1, I'm just changing the signs on these. So -1 times 4 is -4. -1 times 10 is -10. And then again, we'll put the like terms together, but watch your signs. It's not 14 plus 4, it's 14 minus 4. So that's 10x. These are both negative. Again, think the money. I owe somebody 14 bucks. Gosh, now I owe him another 10. Now I owe him 24. Wish negative and negative would equal positive on that. That'd be kind of nice. So use this, if need be, to help on the practice sheet for today, which again, this is going to be another part of homework check 1, but this is going to be assignment number 2.
So when does the homework check due?
Our first homework check is going to be next Thursday. So what'll probably happen is we'll have a sheet on Monday and a sheet on Tuesday, and then that'll be the end for this first homework check. So there's probably going to be 4 assignments in there.
So we got an assignment yesterday.
Yep, and 1 today, and then Monday and Tuesday, and those will be the ones we do on the first one. But I'll probably what'll happen is Tuesday I'll get the whole list up here so you can see and make sure you got everything and double check so we're good to go on Thursday. Any Any other questions?